It's another episode of this Life Deez Sports family and friends episode with our boy Sean in the house, aka Jake from State Farm. But I already told Will we're going to try not to call you Jake from State Farm. We're going to try to stick with Sean. Jake may slip out every once in a while in my mouth, but that's okay.
Yes, that's trademarked by someone else.
It was trademarked by someone else. Yes. And we got Willy Buckets from the corner. Willy Buckets from the corner. Will, sounds like you had a hell of a night last night there, buddy. You want to tell us about your night? I mean, are there stories you can tell? We know how you get down. Keep it G-rated. Keep it G-rated for the kids.
I don't know if there's anything that we want to be popping on air. I mean, there's a lot of substances that were consumed last night.
All right. Well, welcome, fellas. Here we go. We're gonna jump right into the show. Because we are T-minus 4 days now from the NFL draft.
Yep.
T-minus 4 days. Now, Will, as you know, I'm a Bears fan. We also got Sean here, who's also a Bears fan. So we're gonna begin. We won't talk about the Bears the whole time. We'll also get your Lions in here. We're gonna get your Lions in here. And ask you what their needs are.
Everything. Yeah. Go ahead.
All I'm saying about the Lions is, man, they're building a good squad. Don't sleep on the Lions. In 3 years, they're gonna be pretty good.
Okay.
They're moving in the right direction. I like their general manager. Don't sleep on the Lions.
There you go, Will. Positive words about the Lions.
I'm 27 years old. I've been saying that for 27 years. 3 years from now,
it's always
they're going to be good.
Well, I mean,
they're moving in the right direction. I
hope so.
Here's the thing. I think the Lions have two options. Either with 1.2, pick Malik Willis, which I don't have an issue with that. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's really good. He's going to be scary good. He will be scary good. Or you can trade and get a buttload of picks.
Ooh,
those are the two options I would do. I would not pick anybody at the 1.2 that is not Malik Willis. I would trade that pick.
Well,
how do we feel
if you're not going to
Thibodeau?
pick him, trade it.
Sorry, we're diving right into Lions talk off the rip, JD. That's my bad. But how do we feel about Thibodeau? Oregon product.
Ooh.
He's the best player in the draft. He should go 1.1. But he won't.
Think so?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Thibodeau is by far the best player in the draft.
Wow, by far, you say?
I think so.
By far,
and he's a beast.
He says.
He's a beast.
Now, the man is a beast. The man is a beast.
I'm getting so hyped right now.
Best player, best player. I don't know about best player.
Give me one.
I'm going to refer to who you just said. I think Malik Willis is a superstar. I think Malik Willis was a superstar last year. I think if he comes out last year, he goes before some of those QBs who got picked before him. Malik goes before Davis Mills. Malik goes before Mac Jones. If he comes out last year, he's the third best quarterback in the draft last year. This year, he's the best player in the draft. It's like playing against? Only because he was the third best player last year. And
who's he playing against?
It doesn't matter who he's playing against. The dude is game.
JD, of course it matters who he's playing against.
Here's the thing about Malik Willis, though.
Virginia? I've been to Lynchburg, Virginia. They're playing in the middle of fucking nowhere. They got Hugh Freeze in the goddamn hospital bed calling the game. Like,
that does not mean he cannot play. That does not mean he cannot play. Has he played against D1 competition? No, he has not.
Yes, bingo.
But That does not mean that you can't play at the next level. There are a lot of players who don't play against D1. There are D1 players who play against other D1 players who come into the league and fizzle out. It goes both ways. It goes both ways. I mean, it goes both ways. So, but
fucking Liberty, Jesus Christ.
But what I will say is, I do like Thibodeau a lot. I mean, a lot. I might slightly disagree on whether he's the best player, but I think that dude is a stud.
But you know that he was in Auburn, right? He went to Auburn.
I do know.
And then one of the main reasons he didn't play in Auburn was internal politics. He was by far the best quarterback on that team. That's why he transferred.
I didn't know that as well. Yeah.
That's why he transferred out to Liberty.
Right.
So if you played the best player at Auburn, there's no question he would be the 1.1 right now, running away. There's no question. But again, internal politics, he had to move out, went to Liberty because, again, allowed to start, and he blew the doors open. I
love that.
If I'm the Lions, and of course Malik Willis is there, I'm taking him. I'm taking him because here's the thing about the Lions is they're getting better, right? So are they going to be bad enough to have the 1.1 or 1.2 next year? I don't think they will be. So at that point, you're not going to get a good quarterback. You're going to get the third quarterback off the board, and at that point, you're back in NFL hell.
Exactly, and we all know, all of us know, like, they need a QB. They were gracious enough to let Stafford go and get his ring. The organization did him right. I mean, now they have, who's there now? Goff.
One thing they got right. Yeah,
that's one. I mean, they hooked him up. They took care of Stafford. They're like, look, dude, you were the pillar of our football team for the better part of a decade. We have to trade you to a winner. Like, we owe you. We failed to build a team around you, so we owe you. So now you have Jared Goff there. We know he's not the answer. You take Malik. And to Sean's point, the Lions are getting better, but it's because they've been.
Why are you laughing like that? Why are you just cackling on, like, as you say the Lions getting better, you're just cackling up. Like, have some respect, JD. Jesus fucking Christ.
Because they've been so bad for so long. They've been so bad. You can't go anywhere but up.
Out, dude.
You can't go anywhere but up. So when Sean says they're getting better, it's like, yeah, they woke up in the morning and they started brushing their teeth. They're getting better. Now we just need to teach them how to shower and put clothes on. But, at least they're brushing their teeth now.
No, you can't have this slander. Cannot have this slander. I got two real quick side notes.
Okay.
Before we move on. Hey, have we seen the Matthew Stafford commercial?
Oh, the AT&T commercial?
Yeah, the AT&T commercial. Oh my God, that's so funny. I've had my phone, I had this phone for 12 years. I can just trade it and get a better one. Like, even though you'll always love that phone, it's so funny.
It is.
Dude, we're talking Liberty. When I was in college,
yes,
we had to play Liberty. I played lacrosse in college. We had to play Liberty every year. In Lynchburg, Virginia, that school is so religious. It's hilarious. So we would walk in. They can't swear or anything. Like, they get kicked out of school for swearing, shit like that.
Really?
So walk into the locker room, and the visiting locker room is parallel to the home locker room, and we can hear their pump up music. We have Miley Cyrus Party in the USA blasting. It was, I had to fucking loop that in because that school is unbelievably crazy, just weird.
So Malik can't wait to leave, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
He's leaving Liberty to go.
Auburn to Liberty, jeez.
What a culture shock that's going to be from Liberty to Detroit. He's going to lose his mind. which is from the opposite of everything he's used to.
Fucked up. That's fucked up.
But for your first question, though, I would definitely pick Thibodeau over Hutchinson by far.
Okay.
By far.
Ooh.
Hutchinson's, he's undersized, and he had 1 year. Like Thibodeau, he's been balling for 2.
Thibodeau's
What
body
about
of work.
injury?
2 to
Thibodeau's
3.
body of work is better, but don't sleep on
Yeah.
Hutchinson. Don't sleep on. He
I'm-
gets
yeah.
in the right system. He gets in the right system. Someone coaches him up.
You know what? You could say that about every quarterback, every player, if they're in the right system. Like,
You
come on,
could,
like
and then sometimes they go to the
transition.
wrong system.
Okay, real like transition talents. It doesn't matter what system they're in; they're gonna ball out, right? If you need the right system to ball, then you are not deserving of the 1.1 in any draft.
Okay, all right.
I have a question for Sean.
Yes.
Are we worried about Thibodeau's injury?
I wouldn't be.
He sat out like half the year.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. I know that's why he's going to drop. Probably he may be a top 5, maybe drop out of the top 5. I doubt that, but man, he's too good. I'd take him, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Okay, that's just pure talent, right? If I'm Jacksonville, there's no way I'm taking Hutchinson or Thibodeau.
Why?
I'm because I have a generational talent quarterback that gets planted every snap because I have no offensive line.
Okay.
So I go with Neal because he could play right tackle, left tackle, and guard.
Okay.
Right. You can put him anywhere you want until he's ready to go to that left side.
Okay. Well, and speaking of offensive line, here's my next question. The Bears have 39 and 48. Do they go? Here's their 3 choices. Do you go wide receiver, O lineman, 2 wide receivers, or 2 O linemen? That's been going around in my head all week, like what they're going to do. Because all 3 of those are a good scenario. Maybe not 2 wide receivers. That might not be the best scenario. But I feel like you need to take at least one at either 39 or 48. Or if you decide to not do that, then you got to take 2 offensive linemen at 39 or 48. Then you have to.
I think that's the move.
So I want to hear Sean's opinion on that one, because I've been going back and forth, like, what is Poles going to do? You know, what do you think?
So I don't think you're going to get one of the top 7 wide receivers out there. I think they're all going to be off the board. I don't think your choice is going to be Sky Moore if you choose to go wide receiver. Right. I don't think you're going to get Pickett. Pickett's going to be off the board.
You don't think George is going to be there?
Nope, I don't think he's going to be there. He's going to be off the board.
Wait, why would they want Pickett? They have Justin Fields.
I'm sorry, George Pickens.
George Pickens. George Pickens. The wide receiver from Georgia.
Gotcha.
Yeah. No, so if he's there, you take George Pickens, but he's not going to be there.
You think Christian Watson's going to be there?
I think he's a bust.
Whoa!
I wouldn't take him.
Whoa! Big hot take.
Whoa!
He's a bust?
I think he's a bust.
I don't agree with those words. I think he's going to be a solid pro. I think he's going to be a solid pro. Very solid pro.
Well, we'll rewind this episode in 2 years. See what happens.
Right. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately for you, like 90% of the time, I'm right about these things. So I'm right about these things. You know I am.
Analysis.
All right. So back to my question. I want to hear. What do you think?
I mean, yes, they need offensive line, but you know what? They also need linebacker, and they need defensive linemen.
You're not going to take a linebacker at 39 or 48. Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
You have one, and that's it.
No, you have
because you need a linebacker.
Yeah,
you have Smith. You have Smith, and that's it. And then you have a bunch of journeymen.
You can get a linebacker in the 4th round. You can get a linebacker in the 4th round. You're not going to take a linebacker. You're not going to take a linebacker with one of your round 2 picks. That just makes no sense. Especially when your needs are, you have more needs in the wide receiver room and more needs in the O-line room.
This is what I would, if you're saying, hey, Sean, you're the GM of the Bears for a day. I would get swindled on a trade. That's what I would do. I'd pull Ryan Pace. But what I would do if Pickens is off the board at pick 39, I trade down. I try to get 2 3s or a 3 and maybe a second next year or whatnot. I trade down and I accrue more assets because the Bears are in rebuilding mode. They need a lot of talent. They're not going to win this year. They're probably going to have a top 5 pick next year. Just to be honest with you.
I have a question for you, Sean. Bears. So wide receiver A this is a good wide receiver class coming out, seems to be. And there's a lot of teams that need receivers. There are guys like Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham that you can trade for. Why are we not trading for one of those?
Well, Jarvis Landry's a free agent. They should just sign him off the street. Well, both are a free agent.
Bingo.
But no one's going to go to the Bears. Those wide receivers, Julio Jones, Jarvis Landry.
Yeah, Julio.
They want a ring. They want to go to a competitive team.
You get those three guys in your receiving core, and you got Justin Fields back there, and you draft a couple tackles.
You become competitive kind of instantly.
You're pretty competitive, in my opinion. Yeah.
Now I wouldn't trade away assets for any one of those guys because that's the foolhardy moves that the predecessors made, is that they traded away assets to get these guys who seemingly were supposed to help us win. I mean, I agree with Sean on one thing, is that they need to acquire more picks. Now, Jarvis Landry, I don't think we needed Jarvis Landry. Julio's not going to show up. You're not going to trade for Deebo Samuel because you don't really have assets to trade. That's why you got to build in the draft. And what you're sleeping on is that I can guarantee you, and we can rewind this thing back again, after the draft, the Bears are going to continue to sign undrafted free agents. They have 27 spots on their team they have to fill. They got like 6 picks. Maybe they'll come up with 7 or 8. You got to fill that roster out with 20 more guys. And they've been doing their due diligence on the undrafted free agent network, which is about all they can do because they don't have a lot of money. So they can sign these guys on 1- and 2-year contracts. But I disagree with Sean in this aspect. I don't think that the Bears aren't going to be competitive.
I couldn't disagree more, though. I couldn't disagree more about getting capital in the draft. I'm on the page where just do what the Rams did. They have no fucking picks. Go get guys that are dogs. And
well, they also
that's
win
only
like it's a Madden, like a Madden franchise. Like, why not? The salary cap isn't fucking real.
I agree with you on that, but that's only if you're on the cusp of winning. If you're a playoff team and you're built to win now. The Bears are not that. The Bears are bad. They are bad. They're building a new system. They're bringing in. They have a whole new coaching system, and they're trading away assets. Within the draft, you're going to see Robert Quinn be moved, and you're going to probably see Cody Whitehair or a couple other assets be moved during the draft. Right?
You guys still have a good defense.
The thing about it is the last 3 years, the defense has really been the Bears' strength. It's been the offense that's the problem. Now, you went and got Justin Fields last year. So now you're
that's the last 80 years.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, bingo.
Yeah, exactly. So you went and got Justin Fields. So now you have yourself a quarterback. You still have a lot of the pieces on the defense, that can still win you games if you get these guys in the right scheme and get them coached right. These guys they didn't just lose talent. They didn't just forget how to play football. A lot of the defensive schemes and the offensive schemes last year was basically based on Bears' bad coaching. It was based on Bears' bad coaching. It just was. Man, this stupid Zoom, we got 10 minutes. It was basically based on Bears' bad coaching. You had Nagy, who didn't know what he was doing. You got defensive schemes. Dudes are wide open. You know, I mean, you got Andy Dalton as your QB. I mean, there were so many terrible things. And honestly, I think Nagy lost the locker room. And guys are just like, why am I showing up every Sunday for this terrible coach? Like, I'm out here.
Matt Nagy did not deserve that. Matt Nagy did not deserve that, but I couldn't.
Dude, Nagy had to go, man. They should have let him go.
I couldn't agree more.
They should have let him go last year. They gave this guy another year. How do you continue to be terrible at your job and they keep asking you to come back? They should have fired him and Ryan Pace at the beginning of last year, but they gave him a whole year to still continue to prove that you suck as a coach.
JD, I love it when you get so hot about the Bears.
Oh man, I was just so frustrated, like, all the time. So now, me being the eternal optimist now, I see that we have a real QB. I see that we have real coaches.
Okay, I want Justin Fields to be a real QB.
We beat Green Bay twice and almost win the division. That's what I think.
Okay, that's not going to happen because there's a guy named Rodgers still there. I don't care if he has wide receivers was a Pierre Paul playing with one hand wide receivers. He's still going to. Dude, he's still going to be.
Aaron's getting pile drive this year. Aaron's getting pile drive this year.
Oh, he's
all of this, I own you. Okay. They're going to be running that film all week, and Bear players are elevating. They're going to be running this all week, and at Hallis Hall, they're going to be like, "Ooh, we can't wait to play this guy on Sunday." And every time they tackle him, it's going to be like this. Every time they tackle him, it's going to be like this. Yeah, Aaron. Yeah, buddy. You don't own nothing.
I'm dead at JD.
Oh, no.
He's so hot. He's so hot about the fucking Bears. Sean, go ahead.
And then when that game starts with Rodgers, he's going to look over and pass a TD within the first 30 seconds, and he's just going to be like shrugging. I guess it's the same. But I love Justin Fields. I love Justin Fields, but he hasn't earned anything yet, man. Like, he's not like. I understand, like, you know, I've been wrong on all the quarterbacks. I can't judge a quarterback to save my life, but like, the jury's still out. You can't put this guy on a pedestal yet. I think it's coming. I hope and I think it's coming, but he's not there yet. And again, Nagy didn't do him any favors.
Jared Goff any fucking day.
No, absolutely, absolutely,
Thank you.
Absolutely. But he's not in the Aaron Rodgers realm, right?
So, well, like, I mean, no one is.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he's Aaron Rodgers, but
I mean, you're saying that they're going to go in there and beat Rodgers two times this year. That's like pump the brakes a little bit.
I did say that because
no, JD, you need to pump the brakes a little bit on this.
I'm not pumping the brakes. I'm not pumping the brakes. Matter of fact, I'm hitting the gas. And I'm taking my hands off the wheel and I'm unbuckling my seatbelt and I'm putting my leg out the window. That's what I'm doing.
And I'm unbuckling my seatbelt. This fucking guy. Holy
JD saying Bears first ever 4,000-yard quarterback is Justin Fields, 2022.
Ooh, 4,000? Ooh, 4,000.
Only franchise that's never done it before is the Bears.
I'm not going to say 4,000, but I'm going to say 3,500.
You're going to go big or go home.
I'm going to say 3,500. 3,500 with 31 touchdown passes and 5 rushing touchdowns.
Fucking Bears fans are like more delusional than
and 5
anyone I've ever met in my life. Jesus Christ.
Will, I'm one of the ones that I'm not delusional. I'm pessimistic. I think they're going to lose 10 games. I think
there we go. Now
I think they're going to
honestly
like I don't think they're I think the Lions have a better chance to have a better record than the Bears this year.
That's delusional as well.
I'm saying it right here. Bears 10-6.
JD, the Bears are worse than fucking the goddamn airport, O'Hare.
That is a
they're fucking bigger dumpster fire than that mess.
That is a horrible airport. Don't fly in there if you can avoid it. I'm just telling you, 10-6. I'm just telling you, I'm
10-6.
It's impossible. There's
you can't say that with a straight face.
17 games now.
Oh, my fault.
10-6.
10-6. No, 10 and hold
No.
on. How many? There's 17 games now. 10
Yeah,
and 7.
17 games now. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm telling you, that's what we're doing.
You're not winning 10 games.
We're winning 10 games.
No fucking way.
We're winning 10 games. You
You're
heard it
not
here
winning
first.
10 games.
So the real question is this, okay? They're not going to win. They're not going to win 10 games. But are they going to come down to Dallas and whoop that Cowboy ass?
Oh, yes, they are.
I like that. I like that. You
Yes,
guys
they
can go to the game.
are. We need to work on tickets for that. We need to work on tickets for that, Sean, because I'm going in the Cowboy Stadium with a Bear jersey on.
Yo, film a blog. Like for the show.
For real. That'd be great.
That'd be sick.
Man.
Yes.
Oh man, yes. See, I love it. We'll have more. I love this. We'll have more draft talk. All right, so
10 wins. Jesus Christ.
10 wins. You heard it here first. Justin Fields, 3,500 yards, 31 touchdown passes, and 5 rushing touchdowns. And
who's going to catch the ball?
And David Montgomery.
Exactly.
And David Montgomery, 1,500 all-purpose yards this year.
I like David Montgomery.
1,500 all-purpose yards this year. So, what's that?
Who's he going to pass the ball to, like what Sean said?
He's going to pass it to David. He's going to pass it to Darnell Mooney. He's going to pass it to Cole Kmet. He's going to pass it to Brian Pringle. He's going to pass it to my boy Daz Newsome, who's nobody's talking about. I'm telling you, you just watch. Just 10 games. 10 games. 10 games.
No chance, dude.
10 games.
No fucking chance.
10 games. And we compete for the division. We at least get a wild card. Oh, yeah.
A wild card?
That's delusional. That's delusional.
Yep. You'll see.
He woke up today and he just fucking forgot his meds or something. Holy shit. And a wild card berth? No fucking way.
Yes. You heard it here first. All right, woo, that was good. All right. So before we finish up, we got to talk a little NBA playoffs. Denver was winning when I tuned in to do the show. Denver was up 10. But I agree with Sean on this one. I don't think anybody's beating Golden State. Golden State Phoenix is looking like the matchup. Will, I'm sorry. I think we called it the other day. I don't think the Bulls are going to get another win. They got shellacked today.
I know.
That's not pretty. That was not pretty.
Yeah, I watched the game.
Oh my goodness! Yikes!
Yeah, down 3-1 now. Yeah, no, it's
the Mavs could have won and should have won if Powell makes his 2 free throws right there at the end of the game with about 5 seconds left. We might be talking about the Mavs about to wrap up that series. But
it's Golden State Boston. Golden State Boston. That's what it's going to be.
Ooh, Golden State Boston.
Real quick.
Yo,
boys, I want to get you guys' opinion on this. How do we feel about what's the deal with all these protesters at the Minnesota Timberwolves games? There was another woman that got absolutely bodied on the fucking court last night for trying to run on and protest something. What's going on in Minnesota?
What are they protesting? Are they protesting snow 9 months out of the year? Because no one can do anything about that. That's your climate. You need to move.
No, have you guys not seen this shit? It's crazy.
I saw the first one. I didn't know someone else was
There's been 3, and they've won all those games. So there's like this thing going around like 3-0 when they're protesting. Like when protesters rush the court.
So when you protest in Minnesota, you win basketball games.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh,
that's funny.
That is too funny. I do not know. That is crazy. That is crazy.
I'm gonna start fucking going shirtless at Zers games and rushing the court. Like if that's what it takes to get wins.
That's all it takes to win, Will. So
if that's what it takes to get wins, I will fucking do it for the team.
Next year, you need to tape yourself. You need to go to a Blazer game. You need to tape yourself to the floor. And then when they come get you, be like, I'm doing this for the Blazers.
You'll thank me later. They carry me off. You'll thank me when we're in the playoffs.
That's classic. Oh, that's great.